how to build relationships with your peers and teammates. That's what we're going to talk about on this video. So there's a lot to talk about building relationships with our teams and our peers and all that stuff in our organization. A lot of people will put up those barriers and say, I don't want to have relationships at work. I don't want to have where we hang outside of work. I want to have my separate friends that I hang out with and then work people that I engage with at work. But I don't want them to intermingle. Now, a little bit of that's true. Because you don't want everybody as friends. You want those tight-knit group of people that you can trust, be like your board of advisors and stuff like that. But at work, you got to have some relationships with those that you work with as well at some standpoint, because you really need to have some advisors when you bounce ideas off of them. Like what I would do is I would actually have a couple different salespeople that I would bounce ideas off of, see what their thoughts were to get their perspectives. We need to have a board of advisors in our organizations, and that can be peers and our teammates, to make sure that we are doing the right things and that we're not going to go off a cliff and, lose our jobs and stuff. But we also need to cultivate those relationships with other people that we work with, because the more trust we have, the more influence we have, the faster things move with other people. Have you ever tried to get another department to work on something and they just kind of hem and haw or put you at the back of the list or say, take a number? When you have people with good relationships, what happens? Well, they jump on stuff. They do it faster for you. So you got to be able to build relationships with those around you, or else you're not going to be successful. So how do you do that? Well, you basically work on building trust and influence with them. That's why I always say put on your sales hat and start building influence, because in sales, that's basically what you're doing. The more influence you have, the more you sell. So building influence with those around you, whether they be peers or teammates, different departments, doesn't matter. You got to be able to build influence with them. And there's a lot that goes into it. The first 3 questions that everybody asks on every interaction, it's kind of like our radar, is do I like you, do I trust you, and how can you help me? We need to focus in on those people to grow those relationships. If we don't, and we're just selfish and just looking at ourselves, we're not going to have any kind of relationship with them. It's going to be transactional, and you're going to be put back at the end of the line. So we need to make sure that we're working with those around us to build those things. And those 3 questions are kind of a way for us to get out of our own self and start looking at the other people. So I highly recommend people go and do that whenever they're engaging other people. Answer those 3 questions regularly, because on every interaction, that is what they're asking. It's the fight or flight mechanism, basically, and it helps keep us alive. And in business, that's how we associate with other people and decide if we're going to be friendly with them or not so friendly. So we need to make sure that we're cultivating relationships at work with our teammates and our peers if we want to be successful. Now, if you have any questions about that, want to go a little deeper, reach out. My contact information is below. If this video was helpful, hit like, share, subscribe, send to somebody you think it might benefit. That's why I do these videos, to help you. We'll see you next time.